It all started in 1944 when 44 countries sat on a table to find ways that would help tackle the global financial issues after the World War and the Great Depression. Two outcomes after 20 long days of discussion were the formation of International Monetary Fund and International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, soon to be known as World Bank. The initial goal of the IMF was to stabilize the fluctuation in currencies around the globe, and that of the World Bank was to assist the European and Asian nations to recover from World War II aftermaths. However, the visions of both the organizations have changed a lot over time. Let's dig in to learn more about these organizations. The IMF has developed a much broader vision since its formation. Its mission is to promote economic growth and financial stability of the member countries, encourage international trade, and reduce poverty around the world. The member countries are basically the ones that have subscribed to be a part of the IMF. Currently, there are 189 member countries within the IMF. These member countries pay subscription fees called as quota to the IMF. The size of each quota is determined by the size of the nation's economy. Larger the economy, the more it contributes to IMF. Unsurprisingly, the US, Japan, China, and Germany are the biggest contributors to the IMF. The respective contribution in turn determines the weight each country has in the IMF. In simpler terms, its influence on the decisions made by the IMF depends upon the money they are giving to the IMF. While the IMF focuses on maintaining the economic stability around the globe, the World Bank focuses on assisting the development in middle and low income countries. By giving loans and offering advice and training in both the private and public sectors, the World Bank aims to eliminate poverty by helping people help themselves. To join the World Bank, a country must be the part of IMF. Now, unlike the IMF, where the countries need to buy subscription, it needs to be a shareholder to be a member of the World Bank, and that's how the World Bank receives money. But just like IMF, the size of shares offered is proportional to the size of country's economy. Again, unsurprisingly, the US, UK, China, France, Germany, and Japan are the six largest shareholders of the World Bank. There are two highlight missions of the World Bank Group at present. First, to end extreme poverty by reducing the share of the global population that lives in extreme poverty to 3% by 2030. And second, to promote shared prosperity. And it plans to do so by increasing the income of the poorest 40% of people in every country. Not everyone in the world has been a fan of their activities, though. Many people believe that because of some policies put down by the IMF while providing loans, the loan receiving countries are often faced with having to put financial concerns ahead of social ones. This means that even after recovering from abject poverty thanks to the IMF, millions of dollars made by the country needs to be paid back to the IMF instead of being used to improve the country's infrastructure. For instance, when the IMF came to a broke and indebted socialist country of Tanzania in 1985, the first steps taken were to lower the government induced restrictions on international trade, cut government programs, and sell state owned industries. By 2000, the once free healthcare industry started charging patients, and the AIDS rate in the country shot up to 8%. The education system that was once free started to charge children to go to school, and the school enrollment, which was at 98% in 1981, dropped to 68% in 2000. This is an example that shows how IMF failed to understand that one policy cannot fit all countries. The World Bank isn't far behind IMF in receiving condemnation. There are many groups that passionately oppose the organization. They believe that large economies, which have more weighted say in decision making of the World Bank, use this power to strategically benefit their own policies. Moreover, the loan receiving countries might still need to choose the repayment of loans instead of investing in the healthcare and other social programs. So, the IMF and the World Bank are clearly on a mission to improve global economic health. but their actions in past have undeniably raised some valid questions. That's that from us this time. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.